Good evening, students. We were learning about the digestion. We learned that digestion starts from the mouth. Salivary amylase is present inside our mouth. 3 pairs of salivary glands are there. Now newly it is invented that a new pair of salivary glands recently invented. That is not given in the textbook. Then you know that major part of the digestion takes place in the stomach, that we have learnt. Gastric enzyme is the juice produced by the stomach. Then it contains mainly the pepsin, protein digesting enzyme known as pepsin is present. Then again the pancreas is also producing certain enzymes, pancreatic amylase, pepsin. Inside the stomach there is pepsin, but the pancreatic enzyme again produce another enzyme known as the trypsin, and again the pancreas is also producing the lipase to emulsification of fat. Emulsified fat is done by the liver, and the lipase is converting this emulsified fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol are the end products of digestion of fat. Then again certain enzymes are produced by the small intestine. Here you can see the rhabdin, maltase convert maltose into sugar. Sucrose, I told you it is the sugar cane, that sugar from the sugar cane is the sucrose, that is converted by the enzyme sucrase into glucose and fructose. Fructose meaning fruit sugar. I explained all these things in the last class. Lactose is the milk sugar. Lacto meaning milk. Lactose is changed into glucose and galactose by the lactase. Lactose is acted by the enzyme lactase. Name of the enzyme is lactase, sucrase, maltase, etc. are the enzyme. Then emulsified fat is acted by the lipase into fatty acid and glycerol. That are the end products of the digestion. Carbohydrate change into glucose, then protein into amino acid, and fat into fatty acid and glycerol. That are the end products of digestion. These end products, when it pass through the villi, you know that it is the section of the small intestine. Villi, finger-like projections, you can see this finger-like villi containing a lot of blood vessels inside it, and certain special vessels known as lacteals for absorbing the fat. Fat is absorbed by the not by the blood vessels but by the particular vessels known as lacteals, and several blood vessels are present in the villi. Then villi absorb these and send these things into our bloodstream. Through it reaches every part of the cell. Then again another part is there, large intestine is there. You can see in the large intestine there are 3 main parts. You see the name of 3 regions of the large intestine: cecum, C-A-E-C-U-M, cecum, the colon and the rectum are the 3 major part of the large intestine. Let us see which are the cecum. You can see the small intestine reaches and just joining to the large intestine. That part is known as the cecum. There another small part is there, appendix. Usually in human beings there is no use for this appendix, but in herbivorous animal many bacteria living inside this appendix, and that help for the digestion of the cellulose. You know that usually the herbivorous animals, they eat the grass or hay like things. That must be the digestion is possible for the herbaceous animal because of the presence of certain microbes inside the appendix, but in human being there is no use for appendix. Then again, you know that if some inflammation occur this appendix, we know that disease as appendicitis, that may cause severe pain, and by certain operations this part may be removed. That is the appendicitis, the disease. Then appendix, you know in which part the appendix is there. Then you know that just after the appendix you can see the part where the small intestine join to the large intestine, that pouch like bulged portion is known as the cecum. Then the next part is the colon. You can see the colon is the part. Then colon reaches that is turning downward, that has two turnings, then it is coming down the colon. Then the last part is known as the rectum. You can see the last part known as the rectum. Here the waste materials will be stored. Then you can see the opening known as anus. Through the anus, waste material will be sent out from the body. There are strong circular muscles around the anus. So the brain is controlling to open it and send out the our brain is controlling that sphincter muscles, usually the anus. So the waste material known as the feces may be removed. You can see it stores the undigested waste matter. Its length is 15 centimeter. The rectum, it is telling this is the last part, about 15 centimeter long, and it stores the undigested waste matter called the feces. And there are certain special muscles known as the sphincter muscles are there, so that it is kept closed all the time. That will open only to eliminate the feces. That eliminating the waste material, that process is known as egestion, throwing out the waste. We know that ingestion is taking the food into the mouth. Digestion is the process of making it into small particle. Then absorption is taking the nutrients. Then egestion is throwing out of the waste. These are the main terms in it. Then again, how the nutrients are used by the body. You see the glucose is the end product. It help to release of the energy. The glucose help to release the energy. Release of energy is done by the glucose. Then amino acid, second digestive, the nutrient is the amino acid, end product of protein digestion. Amino acids are the end products of protein digestion. That is used for the growth, repairing, etc. Growth, repairing of the tissues or worn out cell. Worn out meaning ചീത്തയായ സെല്ലുകളൊക്കെ റിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാനും ഗ്രോത്തിനൊക്കെയാണ് പ്രോട്ടീൻ്റെ ഡൈജഷൻ്റെ എൻഡ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റാണ്. അവസാനം പ്രോട്ടീൻ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് അമിനോ ആസിഡ് ഉണ്ടായി വരുന്നത്. അമിനോ ആസിഡ് ഈസ് യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ ദ ഗ്രോത്ത്, വളർച്ചയ്ക്കും മറ്റുമൊക്കെ പ്രോട്ടീനാണ് വേണ്ടുന്നത്. ദെൻ അഗെയിൻ ദ ഫാറ്റി ആസിഡ് ആൻഡ് ഗ്ലിസറോൾ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ എൻഡ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഫാറ്റ്. നമ്മൾ കൊഴുപ്പായിട്ടുള്ള എണ്ണമയമുള്ളത് കഴിച്ചു കഴിയുമ്പം the product is fatty acid and glycerol. That is stored inside our body for producing the energy. This is how the nutrients are used inside our body. Then you can see the structure of a tooth. You can see the part. You can see a root, a part known as the root, and the visible part. You can see that if you observe our teeth, only a part of the teeth that is coming above the gum എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മോണയുടെ മേളിലോട്ടുള്ള ഭാഗമേ വിസിബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ദാറ്റ് പാർട്ട് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ദ ക്രൗൺ. ദ വിസിബിൾ പാർട്ട് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ദ ക്രൗൺ, ആൻഡ് ദ പാർട്ട് ഇൻസൈഡ് ദ gum is shown here as yellow in color. That yellow color lower part is the gum. മോണയാണ്, മോണയ്ക്കുള്ളിലേക്കുള്ള ഭാഗമാണ് റൂട്ട്. ദ അപ്പർ വിസിബിൾ പാർട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ക്രൗൺ. and in between a constricted region is known as the neck. You can see the crown, neck and the root. The visible part is the crown. Crown is that is covered by a white substance known as enamel. നമ്മുടെ പല്ലിന് വെളുത്ത നിറം കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആ ഭാഗമാണ്. വൈറ്റ് കളേർഡ് പാർട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഇനാമൽ. ഹിയർ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഷോൺ, ദ സെക്ഷൻ ഈസ് ഷോൺ in yellow color and only a part of its upper part is also in white color. That enamel is the hardest part. Usually it is white in color. That is visible part of the teeth. Enamel is covering the surface of the teeth. Then again you can see below the enamel there is another part known as the dentine. Inside part, the dentine. Then again the innermost part is known as the pulp. Pulp is the innermost part of a teeth that contain many blood vessels and nerves are running through the pulp. Pulp you can see from the root some blood vessels are and nerves are ending into the teeth, and it is a living structure. Many nerves and blood vessels are entering into the teeth. Then so you can understand which are the important part. The crown, the root, enamel is the white, that is the hardest substance in the human body. It is harder than bone, that enamel. Then you can see the dentine, and the inside part is the pulp. Then again the root is the lower part of the tooth which is fixed in the jaw and is surrounded by cement. A cement like substance is that is helping the root, that is fixing the tooth into the pulp. That is why it is fixed very tightly. It will not come out if we sometimes at the time of toothacheing some people go to the dentist to pull the teeth. They have to pull it very hard. So because there is a at the root there is a cementing substance that is attaching the tooth to the gum. Then why the aching of the tooth occur? Toothache എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പല്ലുവേദന. Why it occur? Sometimes when we eat the sugary or starchy food we eat, that may stuck to the teeth. Then this along with the bacteria on the teeth surface form a yellow colored film called plaque. Plaque is the substance. When we eat food and sometimes the food may stick on the crown or around the teeth, at that time bacteria also grow on these food materials. Bacteria also get food. If we keep after eating, if we are not rinsing our teeth properly, bacteria will grow on it. Then bacteria may produce many digestive enzymes. That may be acid like substance, acid produced by the bacteria. Bacteria's digestive enzymes are the acid like substance. They may slowly corrode the enamel. Corrode എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ദ്രവിപ്പിക്കും. Corrodes the enamel. Enamel may be dissolved by the acid like digestive enzyme produced by the bacteria. These may form cavities. Cavities എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ദ്വാരങ്ങൾ. Sometimes cavities may be formed inside the teeth, and bacteria may enter through these caries or cavities and they reach the tooth pulp. You know that where is the pulp? There is blood vessels are running through the inside part of the tooth. When the enamel corrode, there may be cavities may develop, and through that cavities bacteria can infect, reach the inner part of the teeth, and that may affect our blood vessels or nerves, that may cause severe pain. Then you can see the how it is the that can cause toothache. You can see how the bacteria affected the teeth. Here we can see many cavities in the teeth. Then how we can care our teeth? We should brush our teeth twice a day, once in the morning and then at night before going to bed. Then you see the second paragraph. It is very necessary. You must be careful about this thing in your life, otherwise that may cause severe problem for your teeth. You see the second paragraph. We eat, drink, speak during the day. We are eating many things, drinking and speaking during the daytime. This constant movement slows down the growth of bacteria. When we talk, speak and do everything, the bacterial growth will be slow in our mouth. When you sleep at night, the undisturbed bacteria can damage your teeth. So it is important to brush your teeth before going to bed every day. It is important. Then even though everybody is taking the brushing of the teeth in the morning, brushing is important. Everybody is consider brushing of the teeth in the morning is considered as important, but really the night brushing is important because